Hi everyone, I'm Shweta Rao. Today we're going to walk through the product requirement document presentation of ADE. This is a project that has been conceptualized to put my product management and product marketing skills to test. And I hope to continue to learn and grow in the field through putting my skills to test each time in a similar way. If you have any feedback about this, please feel free to share with me. Today, this product that we're going to have a deeper look into is a B2B SaaS product in the retail technology space. And this is targeted towards improving customer service and employee performance in retail stores that have physical locations. These 12 aspects of product requirement document are the main elements that we'll be walking through today. And just a heads up, this is going to be a lengthy presentation. I'll try to keep it as short as possible, but since this has a lot of aspects involved, it might be slightly lengthy. The objective of this mobile application is to provide easy access to customer information, product information, customer query resolution, personalized offers and recommendations, sales and employee performance tracking for retail store associates. And the main business goal to be achieved through this mobile application for retail stores is to maximize profit. And this is to be achieved through increasing customer satisfaction and employee performance. And the reason why we chose customer satisfaction and employee performance, because instead of going the other way, that is to increase the number of employees to serve more customers, which often comes with increased costs, focusing on maximizing the performance of each individual employee is the approach chosen for this particular application. And when it comes to customer satisfaction, according to a Gartner study, it has been proved that when it comes to making a purchase, 64% of the people find customer experience more important than price. So the focus will be to improve customer experience through improving customer convenience. That will be the goal of all the features that will be chosen for making IDE. As is already obvious, the primary product users of this mobile application would be the retail store staff, store managers, and even the senior stakeholders of the company. And the secondary product users are the retail store customers, because at the end of the day, this mobile application is mainly to serve retail store customers better through retail store staff and store managers. The target market here would be the medium and large size retail chains. We're not focusing on the small size retail chains because this is a high-tech mobile application which is made available to the store staff through internet and through talking to retail store owners. As part of the research conducted for this product, the perception is that medium and large size retail chains that are already in the process of rapid expansion are more open to bringing in technology for the customer service aspect of the retail store operations. And we're focusing on those stores which have at least 100 plus employees and 5 plus physical locations in metropolitan cities in India, because I am more familiar with the Indian market. And so the features were designed keeping in mind the Indian market and metropolitan cities, because the whole internet architecture is more freely available, like say Wi-Fi in retail stores is a common concept, mostly in these tier 1 cities. And we'll focus on specialty stores like apparel stores, or say sports gear stores, supermarkets, superstores, and hypermarkets. And these are the types of retail businesses that value customer service particularly, since here the customers come in expecting a better experience, and they're constantly being compared to the online store experience that is now more commonly available, especially after the pandemic. So we are focusing on these particular segments of the retail business. I've also created buyer personas to understand the target market a little bit better. So the first buyer persona that we see here is the CEO of a retail fashion brand with 180 employees, and her major pain point is the increasing popularity of online shopping, leading to decreased footfalls in retail stores. So she is now, by the look of it, she's now looking to provide an experience similar to the online shopping experience to increase the footfall in her retail store. So the next buyer persona, let's see what he does. He's a head of customer experience in a supermarket chain with 600 employees, and his major pain point is the decreasing customer satisfaction due to increasing time in accessing accurate product information. So it looks like under information amongst the store staff is his major pain point. Let's see if we can develop our product in such a way that we can also address these major pain points. And the next and the last buyer persona is Larry, who is a head of operations guy from a retail sports care brand with 1,500 employees. This is where we enter the large retail business chains. And the major pain point here is to give better recommendations to customers based on previous purchases. By the looks of it, it looks like Larry is completely ready to bring in technology into the retail operations space. It looks like he wants personalized recommendations for his customers to serve them better. So that's a good sign. And a functional and non-functional product feature list would be the next aspect of this product requirement document. And according to a Forrester report in 2018, 66% of the adults feel that valuing their time is the most important thing a company can do to provide them with good customer experience. So we knew that customer experience, customer convenience is our main focus. Here it looks like having product features that save more and more time of the customer would be the way to go in terms of focusing more on what the customers need. So let us ensure that in the product features that we select. And this is what I came up with this thought in mind. So the first and foremost aspect is to log customer information through this product, and a combination of voice and text would be used here. So I went through Adobe research on voice assistants conducted in 2019, and this report showed that those devices that use a combination of voice and text are the way to go for the future. And it was mentioned that voice technology has been widely accepted by users, but they also mentioned that this should be intentionally designed. And when it comes to devices that have a combination of both text and voice, they are achieving more success in the market. So that is the approach that we are going to take to save time and to have better results for the store associate. Let's see how when we walk through the mockup for this particular product. And the next feature would be to display product information through the product. And the first aspect here again would be a combination of voice and text to enter the product which we are looking to see the information for. And the other feature would be to do a quick image search or a barcode scan to select the product that we are now looking to see more information about. And this would give us product details, reviews, and similar product recommendations. And the next aspect is personalization. So there'll be a graphical representation of customer preference where the store staff can get a quick view of what the customer might like or might not like. And the app itself would also have product recommendations and personalized offers, because it will also have a personalized loyalty program for its customers. And the last aspect would be metrics, tracking the customer and store staff interactions and also the sales progress. There'd be an employee performance view, and there'll also be other business metric views as well. And now we come to the non-functional product feature list. This is what I call the core values of this product. And first and foremost is intuitiveness. So when we talk about retail store staff as our primary users of the product, they're not necessarily highly educated, especially in India. So it would be crucial for the product success that this product would be very simple to use for even those with minimal knowledge of English. And the next aspect would be low perceived workload in order to make sure that we have incentivized the employees enough to continue to use it. And security would be an important product feature, which is non-compromisable because we are here dealing with customer data, and there should be security measures in multiple layers so that we are not allowing any chance for data leakage, and any access related changes should be made only by the database administrator. Reliability of this product would be very essential because this product would also be used to track business metrics and to understand where the business is heading. So let's say there's a update failure, there should be measures involved to let the customer, let the staff know, not the customer, let the staff know that this update had failed, so that they can re-input the details that were missed out in the previous update, because this impacts the success metric update directly if the update that they have made is not really logged into the application. And performance should be very fast so that there's no time waste in the technology side of it. The load time should be minimal because we want the focus to be the customer interaction and not the technology load time taking up any part of the whole customer experience. And scalability would also be crucial here because we want to make sure that the application attendance limit is high enough so that the company can expand to the level that it wants to. And I've also defined a list of success metrics that could be good key performance indicators for the success of the product. The retail store staff can get a view to all of these metrics to ensure that they are going in the right track. The first and foremost metric to be tracked would be the net profit margin, since the business goal is to increase the profits of retail stores. And sell-through rate and close rate and upsell rate. Actually, the close rate and upsell rate in particular would be helpful to find out how each employees are performing individually and also on a comparative basis. Net promoter score would give us a good view of how the customer in general feels about this brand, and monthly sales would give us a comparative view of revenue in order to track how individual employees are performing relative to one another, so that we can identify employees who are doing very well and who we can decide awards and bonuses based on this. We can also identify those employees that might need training to improve their performance. And sell-through rate in general is a very good metric to track to understand how the overall sales look like in the company. User stories and acceptance criteria is the next part of this product requirement document presentation. And here, in the interest of time, I will not be walking through each and every acceptance criteria. The acceptance criteria are devised in a way that it helps us achieve the user story in the best possible way. User story is focusing what the customer wants from the product, what the user wants from the product. And I'll quickly walk through the user stories, and you can pause the video to have a detailed look at the acceptance criteria, which is also available in the PRD document link below. The first user story is that as a store staff, the need is to quickly sign in customers to get a concise view of customer preferences and product recommendations to assist the customer better. That will be the first aspect that we would look into in terms of this product. And the next requirement is that as a store staff, the need is to log and effectively solve customer queries with minimal effort and in minimal time to optimize the execution of responsibilities. And there are again 11 acceptance criteria, probably even more than 11, to satisfy and achieve this user story to the best possible way. The next user story is as a store manager or a senior stakeholder, they need the store staff to have a view to their success metrics. They want the store staff to know whether or not they're doing well in the execution of their responsibilities in order to gamify this experience and motivate the staff to perform better. The next user story is also for the expectation of a store manager or a senior stakeholder. They need to be able to track business metrics as well to ensure the targets are being met. And if they have to make any modification to the sales target and so on and so forth. Next, we come to the information architecture. Here we'll look into the flow of the various features in the product and what will be the order in which each feature can be used before going into the mockup. So first and foremost, the employee of this retail store starts his or her shift at the start of the day. They sign into the application and they have a view to their employee profile. They get to know how they're performing so far, how has their progress been in terms of achieving their sales targets. And then a customer walks into the store. When the customer walks in, the employee walks up to the customer and asks, how may I help you? And if they need any help, they can quickly sign in the customer and use the combination of voice and text to just ask for their phone number and get a view to the homepage, which has a beautiful visual representation of customer information, which can be used to support the customer better. If not, they can also just use the product recommendations that are directly available in the app to help the customer better. In case the customer has a specific query, they can use the voice and text combination again to get the search results, or they could also use image or bar scan feature in case they already have like an image of a product, or in case they already have seen a product that they're interested in and they just want more details about it. The barcode scanning feature can be used to get the results and get more information about the product. With the knowledge of the information architecture, let's quickly have a look at the mockup. And this is what the employee can see as soon as they start their shift in the mobile application. They need to click on this microphone symbol that they can see and keep it pressed when they input their phone number to log into their account, which will be immediately displayed in the text field. If the application has got it right, you can just click on this button to enter your employee profile. And this is the button that the new employee needs to use to register themselves to this application. This is the employee profile of Suresh, and he is the employee of the month in the previous month. So you can see it right below his name with a big medal next to it. And he has a 4 out of 5 rating from customers. And we have not included the NPS score here. Instead, we have kept it simple and we have just given the ratings directly for the employees, and they can see how far they've progressed in terms of achieving the sales target for the month. They can see their close rate, they can see the upsell rate, and it looks like Suresh is doing really well in his sales and he's on a path to success. And I think the other employees will have to watch out if they have to beat Suresh in being the employee of the month. It looks like he's doing great this month as well. And as you can see here, this highlighted uh, highlighted uh, highlighted icon of this person can denote that this is the employee profile that's been selected. And if they just click on home at the bottom of the screen, they can go to the customer profile. When they click on home, this is the view that they'll get. Now you can see the home is in black now. So they can use the same steps to sign in a customer and click on this button if it's a repeating customer, and they get this view. So now to the store, Kriti Sahai has walked in, and this is the details that the store staff immediately gets. It looks like her birthday is fast approaching. She might be looking to do some birthday shopping. And her preferred style is Western casuals. She has purchased flare jeans at the last time she walked into the stores. This is a fashion brand. So I think that's already clear from this view of the customer, but I'm just specifying it again since I think I forgot to mention it earlier. and her favorite brand is Fab Ali, and she has 1,200 points already, so she is a repeating customer. And as you can see, there's also a feedback option. So in case the store staff is able to get a quick understanding of whether or not these recommendations were helpful to the customer walking in, they can choose to quickly click on thumbs up or thumbs down to just let the application know whether the recommendations were helpful or not. And in case they had a specific query, they can just go to this question mark that they see and go to the customer query section, which is this view. And here they can again use the combination of voice and text to quickly input what the customer query was. And the reason why there's also a text is because of the Adobe study. And also it made more sense because in the retail stores, sometimes it can be really crowded. If there's a discount sale going on, it can be really crowded. And the voice technology may not be the best option for such a situation. So they can choose to just go and type the query instead. But the voice option is always faster, right? So in case they're using the voice option, they can still confirm whether the query was entered correctly and then click on OK to get their results right here. And there's also feedback option right here. And in case the store staff gets to know whether this was helpful or not, they can again choose to give a feedback. And in case they have a picture or in case they have a product that they want to know more details about already, they can just click this option. The camera opens and they can now scan the barcode or the image and then click search to get the results again. And once they have a product that they are interested to know more details about, they can click on it here and they can get the details of the product. They'll now get to know what is the customer perception on this product. It looks like this crop top is a hit and it has 4 stars. And this is the price of the product. And this is the offer that the customer gets based on their loyalty program. And this is the sizes that this crop top is available in. And they also get a view to other similar products based upon their interest in this product. And the data that is taken to give these recommendations are the inventory of the store, the customer previous purchase details, market trends, and also the demographic information that is already there in the product to give them the personalized recommendations. Now, this is the view that the store manager or the store senior stakeholders of the brand gets a view of when they log into their employee profile. And it's not the same as the employee profile of the store staff, as you've seen earlier. So they can here choose to select whether they want to see an overall business view, or they can also get to choose the individual metric of the employees of the store. So they can choose either. And here, this is a section where they can see the comparative performance of each employee. Here, the selected metric is sales. If they want to see the comparative upsell rates or comparative close rates of each employees, they can do that as well to identify potential achievers or employees that need extra training. I'll not be going through the use cases in detail because we've already gone through most of the aspects that are covered in the use cases through the mockups itself, but you can always refer to it through the product requirement document linked below. And now let's go to the pricing strategy for this product. So because we have a varied target market, although we've tried to choose a particular segment out of the vast retail business sector, it is still varied because we are targeting medium and large size retailers with a vast range of revenues, right? So the most ideal approach here would be to go with a tiered pricing plan based upon usage, which is exactly what we have done. And there are 3 tiered pricing plans here, and there's also a free plan with a very limited usage, this especially for key decision makers of retail stores to get a view of what the product would look like and to understand whether it would make sense and to help them understand whether the purchase would be a correct match for their business. So that's why we also have a freemium option. Now we've looked at the buyer personas. We've seen what their pain points are. We have seen user stories, and we've now will see the checklist that we need to have. These are the essentials of our go-to-market strategy. And first and foremost, it would be essential for us to build brand visibility through a dedicated social media team, which works on posting blogs, infographics, LinkedIn posts, and so on. And there'll also be a requirement for a digital marketing team that works on search engine optimization and ads that will help make the make people aware of the brand, so that the idea is when the sales team approaches employees of retail stores, we would have internal advocates who would vouch for this particular product. And since we're targeting medium and large retail businesses, we would need a medium or a high touch sales strategy. So dedicated sales team would be absolutely essential. And to build credibility, when we go to large size retail brands, we would essentially need to have a customer base of ideally from a mid-sized retail brand or a chain of retail brands, so that there are customer case studies that can be presented when we go to these larger customers. So this is the highlight of the essentials of the go-to-market strategy. And I think we've come to the end of the presentation. Through this is the start of my journey to improve my product management and product marketing skills. I hope to work on more documents and look into more elements, especially of product marketing. And I hope this was helpful. Looking forward to hear back from you in case you've managed to stick to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching.